JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, he was my best friend. Mother demands justice after son shot dead by police. Maureen Douglas has gone without food or sleep, having learned that her son and a best friend, who was due to migrate to be with her in the United States in January, was killed Saturday during an alleged confrontation with a policeman in Portmore. The deceased man, Ricardo Richie Douglas, was killed following a night for a well-known shopkeeper along Keswick Way about 10:40 p.m. Douglas's cracking voice was evidence of her grief. She's struggling to compose herself before she flies to Jamaica this weekend. She spoke of the daily video calls that compensated for the 2 years that she and her son have been apart. I'm going to a human rights organization because this thing can't go like that. My son and I talk about everything. He was my best friend, Douglas said from the United States. Douglas, who last spoke to her son on Saturday, believes that he was killed in cold blood. I am hearing so many different things. I don't know what is the right one. Somebody boxed somebody and somebody started throwing words at him, calling him homosexual and fish, she said, referencing a street slur for homosexuals. Douglas said she received information that plainclothes police failed to do routine investigations before shooting her son dead. You can't just shoot a man like him a bird just like that. Him on a wrongdoer, him on a thief or nothing, the mother said, arguing that Ricardo had never gone to jail. The police said very little about the incident in a press statement. The matter has been reported to the Inspectorate and the Professional Standards Oversight Bureau, as well as the Independent Commission of Investigations (INDECOM). Efforts to speak with head of the St. Catherine South Police Division, Senior Superintendent Clive Blair, on Monday were unsuccessful, as calls to his cell phone went unanswered. Residents in the usually quiet community of Cumberland were in shock in the aftermath of the shooting. A woman said that well-wishers turned out at the wake to support the bereaved family, and the gathering dispersed as the night wore on. The tranquil night was soon rattled by ear-splitting gunshots. Blood was everywhere, on the ground and walls, she said. The police reported that a Smith & Wesson pistol with 9 rounds was recovered by the off-duty corporal, and that a woman, believed to be the spouse of the deceased and granddaughter of the shopkeeper, was arrested after she allegedly tried to discard the weapon by throwing it on the roof. Douglas, who died leaving 6 children, had reportedly been in a tussle with another man before the arrival of the policeman. One of them chuck him and it caused an altercation, and then them run go call police. My son never have any gun. That's a lie, the mother said. 2 dead, 1 injured in Discovery Bay gun attack. 3 men were shot, 2 fatally, by gunmen at a restaurant in Discovery Bay, St. Anne on Monday night. The deceased have been identified as 52-year-old Dwight Nibbs, otherwise called Rasta, of Runaway Bay, and 21-year-old Omar Dennis, a chef of Top Bay in Discovery Bay, both in St. Anne. Police reports are that about 7 p.m., the men were among a group of patrons at a restaurant when they were pounced upon by men traveling in a motor car. The gunmen opened fire, hitting Nibbs, Dennis, and another man before they escaped the scene. The 3 injured men were taken to hospital, where Dennis and Nibbs were pronounced dead. The other man is undergoing treatment. Police investigations are ongoing. 32 new COVID-19 cases. Jamaica recorded 32 new cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours, bringing the total number of confirmed cases across the island to 11,907. The death toll remains at 276. Of the 32 new cases, there were 10 males and 22 females, with ages ranging from 3 years to 90 years. 14 cases were recorded in Westmoreland, 7 in St. Catherine, and 3 in St. James. Kingston and St. Andrew and St. Mary both recorded 2 cases, and Clarendon, Portland, St. Anne, and Trelawney each recorded 1 case. The country also recorded 159 recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 8,371. Mother loses her only son to illegal gun mishap. When Shanna Sinclair heard that her only child 16-year-old Matthew David Chisholm had been shot. She found it painfully hard to believe. Having shared his dinner earlier that night and watched him eat it, she went to bed thinking all was well, but Sinclair was later awakened by a call and was told, "Your son gets shot." I jump up and I run go up there, and I see him body on the ground. And I call out him name and I keep on saying, "David," because that's what I call him, and I started to cry. Then I started crying out with Jesus, she recalled. An experienced nurse, she gripped her son's body, trying to save him, but it was too late. I started to feel him and check him and no pulse, nothing. I hold him up, and when I do that, I realized that he was already dead. Because his eyes then open and his mouth open, I realized that him dead already. Same time the police come and rush with him go Kingston Public Hospital, she said. Sinclair recalled that after dinner, her son borrowed her phone and went to his father's house. Him lock up the house and everything. I can remember that. It was like 2 blocks from where I was, Sinclair said. It is reported that about 2:20 a.m. on Monday, Matthew was at his home with friends when they were playing with an illegal firearm, in which a round was discharged, hitting Matthew in the chest. The police were summoned, and the teen was rushed to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. It is unclear if anyone is in custody for the shooting. Sinclair said that she is a child of God and is leaning on him to get her through this tragedy. "I'm not saying I'm not hurt. The pain is there, but God give me that peace. I'm just holding on to his words going forward," she said. Chisholm's passion was football, and he was recently transferred from the Norman Manley High School to Penwood High School. Football was his dream. He chose business subjects and he really loved maths. I will remember my son to be a very funny person. He always has this smile, and whenever I see it, it melts my heart. His personality was amazing, and he was very smart and understanding. Him ever give some joke and in a gimmicks. That is what I really remember about my son, Sinclair said. Cornwall crisis. Tufton looks overseas as contractors blamed for hospital renovation delays. Failure to deliver the rehabilitation of the Cornwall Regional Hospital, CRH, 3 years after closing sections of the main building to the medical facility, is being blamed on a lack of local expertise. That has prompted Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton to pledge a substantive shake-up to the renovation plan for the Type A facility. Concerns he plans to lay before Cabinet. External technical input will be at the heart of that plan. That development will be important, not only for Cornwall, but for a significant outlay of capital expenditures slated for the next 3 to 5 years, Tufton has disclosed. He stressed that international expertise will be critical to getting over the hump, an obstacle he blames primarily on the lack of local experience in hospital build-out. Too many recalibrations and too many reevaluations, too many variations, and I believe it is substantially a function of inexperience, Tufton said at a forum held in conjunction with the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The minister sought to assure that he wasn't labeling Jamaican contractors and project managers as inefficient or incompetent, emphasizing that they were just out of their depth in terms of delivering on the specific outlay of the project. I'm suggesting that they have very little, if any, experience in hospital build-out, and we have paid the price for that at Cornwall, added Tufton. The minister declined to offer an estimated timeline for completion or budget projection, even with cost overruns climbing. We are behind in over a year in delays. Not that it should have been completed, but we should have been further ahead, Tufton stated, adding that his team may have underestimated the scale of the project and the technical capacity needed for execution. The truth is, we have not built a hospital in Jamaica for nearly 30 years. A hospital is not an apartment building. It involves a lot more complicated moving parts, airflow, sanitization issues, and we just don't have the local experience, the health minister said. Besides several revised estimates, costs have also risen as CRH grapples with the evolving logistics of providing hospital services. The learning curve has been sharp, but has offered valuable lessons, said Tufton, while conceding that we have failed in a number of respects. The scope of work initially focused on a heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system on the first floor, has morphed to include mechanical, electrical, and plumbing renovation on several other floors. The works include reinforcing comprised beams, new retaining walls, and the removal of the chimney system. Phase 2 of the project is expected to cost just about $1 billion, and Phase 3, the largest, which will go to international tender, approximately $3 billion. However, the cost to rent offshore locations housing the various clinics and administrative functions was not immediately clear. I believe that it's almost $1 billion, the minister estimated. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.